Well, welcome to another episode of Ask a Photo Pro. Today is your favorite episode of the week. It is photo reviews, and I have an assignment that I like to give to you so you know what to shoot. This week's assignment, hero images. I want to see your hero images. What is a hero image? A hero image is an image that can carry a story, carry the cover of a magazine, carry the opening of your portfolio. A hero image is the type of image that every photographer needs to know how to make. Whatever niche you're in, whether you're a product photographer or a people photographer, or even if you shoot architecture, interiors, you can shoot any subject matter like a hero. So today, our amazing photo reviews are me looking at your hero images. And we have lots of them. We have, I think, almost 40 people submitted. So we got 40 pictures. We're going to get through all 40. I don't know if we'll make through all 40. If we don't, for any reason, if for any reason we don't make it through, we'll see where we're at the 7 o'clock mark. If for some reason we don't, we'll continue next week. So how you submit your photos is, number one, you become a member of the Discord. You have to be on the Discord. The Discord is an incredibly growing community of photographers from all over the world that share their wins, share their share their troubles, their anxiety, their stresses, and you have an amazing community support you. So make sure that you're a part of the Discord. Next is you become a member on this channel, and you have to hit the join button in order to become a member. Oh, I'm getting glitched. The join button is on the top of my channel. Hit the join button, become a submission is what I'm trying to say. Become a submission level member, and then connect your Discord to YouTube, and you can submit your photos. Why am I looking at your photos? Because I've been a professional photographer for 3 decades. I've shot Pharrell, I've shot Kanye, I've shot Colin Firth and Michael Sheen and many contemporary celebrities. Make sure you look at stevecarty.com. Not now, because you're watching me, but at some point, look at stevecarty.com so you can get a sense as to who I am. The links, all info about me, are in the video description below. All right, let's get into photo reviews. Starting with hero images, starting with ST Fleck. Mr. Fleck. ST Fleck. You got to tell me what your first name is. It's really weird me calling you ST. So, Mr. Fleck, this is your hero image. So 70D Sigma 150 to 600. Shot at ISO 1250. All right. So, bird photography. This is bird photography with Mr. Saint Fleck. Let's have a look here. All right. Little bird photography. I mean, the thing that I see right away as far as a hero image, I appreciate you submitting. There's a couple of things that I noticed right away, Mr. Fleck, is how high up in the frame the bird is. This bird is too high up in the frame, sadly, and you can see when I drop in my masthead, the masthead, it's relatively tight. Like, I would be happy if the top of this bird's head was in and around here. I feel like it's just a little high. It's not off. The thing that I am worrying about is the lens that you're shooting with. You're shooting with a 100 to 600 or 150. 150 to 600. This lens has so many elements. It has so many pieces of glass inside a lens that is, let's see, elements on a 150 to 600 millimeter. That is a Sigma 150 to 600. And Let's see how many pieces of glass are in here. And again, they never put this. Here it is. 20 elements in 14 groups. So that's 20 pieces of glass in this lens. So because there's 20 pieces of glass in this lens, it becomes, this is trying to be too many things. This lens is trying to be too many things. And because there's 20 elements, when we're looking at your image up close, those 20 elements actually really start to be, they really start to be a factor when you get in this close. Now I'm seeing aberration that's happening up here. I'm seeing like not the exact kind of sharpness, and this is kind of digitizing. This is because of the amount of glass that your image has to go through in order to capture this. My suggestion is buying primes. And if you're trying to shoot birds, you'll need a 200, a 400, a 600. Let me show you the difference when you look at elements in a 600 millimeter lens elements. So let's look at we'll look at a Sony 600 millimeter lens. Sony 600 millimeter has 18. Oh my God. I guess you can't get over. There's 18 elements in 24 groups. So there's less glass, but I'm hoping that you're going to be able to get a higher quality long lens. So it's sharper. And it also might be because it's like not your main camera. You said your main camera is an R6. You got to use your main camera if you're shooting this kind of stuff. Use your R6 to shoot it. And like if you're shooting like a backup don't use your backup camera as your main, especially for your hero portfolio images. Mr. Fleck, that is ST Fleck. That is the first submission of the day. Thank you, my friend. I'm very concerned about the glass. Also, watch your color balance. I'm sure that this is late in the day, but this picture is just getting just a touch yellow. This is a touch yellow for me. Watch the color balance so it doesn't get too cold. We do have white elements here that you can grab color balance from. Just make sure it doesn't go too cold. I hope that brings you some value, my friend. All right. Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? All right. Sorry, let's get some music in here. I hear nothing. Very bizarre. Hear nothing there on the music. Okay. I hope that's not OBS. All right. Who is our next submitter? Saved. All right. Let's get our next submitter. This is Miss Jennifer. Miss Jennifer is trying to be a product photographer. Camera is the hero. Shot with a Sony a7R III. All right. And Miss Jennifer's trying to be a product photographer. This is Jennifer's hero picture. Let's look at it as a cover. This is good, Jennifer. This is good. This is good. Let's give you a quick little breakdown. This is good, Jennifer, as a hero picture. I just want you to watch. Sorry, let me put this beats down just a bit. I want you to watch your edges. Make sure that this isn't too close right here. We're very close here. Give me just a little bit of space. There's a little bit of dust on your sensor back there that we can fix. The other thing that I'm watching is your horizon line. So this is your horizon line back here. Just want to make sure that that's straight. And it feels like it's just a touch off. So make sure that that's straight. And also just because the camera is falling forward just a little bit, you have to really make sure that this horizon line is straight so it doesn't feel like it's toppling forward. I also see your I see your little prop here that you're holding the lens up with. What I would suggest is putting this prop here a little bit further back in the lens so it's not catching this light here. And then it would have been able to be hidden just a little bit more. The fact that you're catching it here means now you got to take it out. You got to retouch it. And it's hard because it catches the shadow. So then the shadow ends where we want the shadow to continue there. So just again, just push this just a little bit further back. All right, Miss Jennifer. And the color balance, the blue, I don't mind that at all. But again, the horizon, this horizon being crooked on the top of the camera makes the camera feel like it's falling forward, and shooting it with the handle on as well. It's just, I want you to watch your angles. That's really the only thing, Miss Jennifer. But you definitely hit the hero image inside your niche. This is a win for me, Jennifer. Good job. Good job. That is Jennifer W. Make sure you clean your sensor, by the way. Clean the sensor. Well done. All right, who's next? We're going to go a little faster. I had to get my music going. This is Hooli. Hooli says this is a beauty campaign hero image. This is if Sephora came to me to shoot a campaign, what would I do? This is Hooli. Hooli is a fashion shooter. This is Hooli's hero image. Let's go, Hooli. Let's look at this as a cover. I like this. I like this a lot. You have a lot of elements in this picture, but this is definitely a hero picture. Technically, really great skin, really great concept, and like you pushed hard on the execution. You really did on the execution. I just want you to watch the texture that's happening in a couple of spaces on the skin, but I do like your minimal skin retouching. The skin looks really good though, really good. And I love the pose, how this girl's hand is supporting this girl's head. Very, very good. Very good. I mean, it's a little top heavy as far as how high you are in the frame. I would love just giving just a little bit more room, just a little bit more clearance here, because this is 8 inches this way and 12 inches this way. And when we go to magazine, now we are losing this 1 inch here, and we are losing this 1 inch here to become an 8x10. So you don't have a lot of space to lose top and bottom without clipping this poor girl on the bottom's face. So pick a frame that you're just a little looser, I'm sure you have more frames. This is an absolute banger and absolutely a hero picture for your niche. What it does, Hooli, is it proves to you that you can make hero pictures. It shows you that you can carry a campaign. It shows you that you can make the kind of images that sell a product, that sell skincare. Like, it's such a great exercise, and I want you to be thinking hero. How can I make hero pictures? That was excellent. Okay, we're on a roll now. You guys, you can see the thing that's great. You're understanding what a hero picture is. A hero picture is easier to articulate visually than a lifestyle photo. It's much easier to articulate a hero picture over a lifestyle photo. All right, Angela. Angela is a dog photographer. She shoots with a Nikon Z9. She shot with a 50. Her niche is dogs, and this is Angela's hero photo. Angela, let's go. Angela hits the mark with an 11 out of 10 right off the bat. It is unequivocally a hero picture. This is the type of photography that I expect. And know that You're making photos here. I haven't seen any snapshots. There's no taking pictures. This is all making pictures, meaning idea and execution. I want you to look at the background. Look at the monochromatic, oops, wrong pencil. Look at the monochromatic background. So the background is at a contrast to the color of the dog. The dog is light and the background is dark. The ground is dark. And Angela chose to get a low angle, meaning getting at the lower angle than the dog. So it actually elevated this dog and made the dog feel like a hero. I like how the dog's body goes offset, but the dog's head is centered. There's lots of room here for a cover. If this was going to be an 8x10, an 8x10 crops in just like this. So an 8x10 works absolutely perfect. Still, there's room for copy. It works for Instagram. This is an 11 out of 10, a perfect hero picture for your niche. A great leading picture, a great promo. Great, Angela. Great. You hit it out of the park. Okay, this makes you happy. This is good momentum. I like it. Kyle G. Kyle G. How about a hero image of an actual hero? I love that line. There's something special about capturing an image of an older vet, and I might have found myself a new personal series that I want to experiment with. I stepped out of my comfort zone. I used artificial light for the first time and shot with a Sony a7 IV. And, oh my goodness, Kyle, good for you, buddy. Kyle with the hero, a Korean War vet shooting a cover. Good job, Kyle. Really great. This is an 11, and this is absolutely a hero picture. Let's bring it in. I want to make sure that your files, like, we're not losing the integrity of your files. I want to make sure that your exposure is really tight. I want to make sure you're not losing any detail. Make sure if you're now starting to endeavor into using artificial light that you're using a meter to make sure that we're nailing our exposure. This looks really good, Kyle. Really good. It's really sharp. It's got good, I want to watch what you're doing in processing to make sure that you're not pulling clarity or texture back or doing anything like that.
Yes, sir, yes.
Watch back my video on post-processing and look at what I do with my retouching to make sure you're not going too far. But overall, Kyle, I feel really, really good. This is 100% a hero picture. It's 100% an 11 out of 10. You did a great job. This is really, really, really good. Really good. That is Kyle. Good deal. Good deal. Heroes are Stony. Hey, Carty, here's my submission from a test last week. Amazing. And you're very welcome. He said, thanks for taking the phone call and giving advice last week. This is Stony with his hero picture. Let's go, Stony. Stony is trying to be a fashion photographer. This is a very clean, classic pose. It's very elegant. Very elegant. The light, the focus, I want to make sure that you're shooting with prime lenses. I'm looking at the sharpness when I really start inching in on the sharpness. This is when, like this here, these lashes, this has to be rip sharp. And this is where we're focusing on between the color and the eye. So when we get this close on the picture, I'm starting to see a little bit of softness. So make sure you're shooting with high quality glass. Let's just bring this, let's bring this down a little bit. Sorry, sometimes I lose my image here. I gotta refresh. Hello. Can you refresh me, please? Thank you. Oh my goodness, refreshing isn't making it smaller. There it is. Okay, there we go. I got it back. Okay, so iStoney, I really like the lines. This is really nice. Make sure that you're not getting too close here to the elbow, because when this goes to magazine, goes to print, you're losing to about there. It's a little close. I would love a little bit more space. Everything else is really nice. The lines, the arm, the hand on the waist, the little swagger here, the shoulder, the way that her legs are crossed over. All of this is perfect textbook. Where you dropped her eye line, would have liked to have her eye line just a touch lower, so when the masthead comes in, we just have just a little bit more room. I would have inched her and biased her this side, because it feels a little loosey as far as space that way. Would have pushed her just a touch over. But is this a hero picture? Yes. Is this amazing? Yes. I want you to really work on your sharpness and make sure that when you're going this close on your photos, they don't, like, make sure they're rip sharp. And also get a tablet like you see here on my desk. Make sure you have a tablet, a retouching tablet. You see my setup when I'm retouching. I have a 4K 32-inch monitor, and I have a 4K 27-inch monitor. So this is where I'm retouching, and I'm this close when I'm in here working. So make sure you have a nice setup in order to look at high quality files, because how they look on 4K monitors is not how they look on 1080 monitors. Believe me, get a 4K monitor. If you're at home watching and you don't have a 4K monitor, it's something that has to be in your future, because it makes such a difference. Once you have a camera that's higher than 20 megapixels, you kind of need a 4K monitor. Fabian, yes, with your question, my friend, how can I help you? Fabian, question. Tips for a pad. You gotta be, I don't know what that means. Oh, okay. You mean a tablet. Don't say a pad, because if you're not using the terms, then I don't know. You might be English as a second language. This is called a tablet, or a retouching tablet. I have tips for retouching tablet, or you just go to the video description that you're watching and you'll see 30 gear from a 33-year pro. All of my gear includes everything here. All of my gear includes everything here, including this. All of it is on my gear list. Just go to my gear list on my website and you get links for everything. This is a Wacom Intuoso 4. Yeah, and it's, if you say pad, I'm like, I don't know what you mean. But I think your English is a second language, my friend, so I appreciate your English. All right, let's look at Emin photos. This is Deacon. First time in front of the camera. This is a friend's son. This is Amin's hero portrait. Amin is trying to be a portrait photographer, and this is Amin's hero picture. Let's go. Let's give it a look. Hero-wise, yes, for sure. For sure. Where I think your aperture is very shallow, and because your aperture is so shallow, we're actually missing focus, and we're getting focus back here, but we're not getting focus tight right here. And we have his nose soft, we have his lips soft, but we have his ears tack sharp, and this part of his hair tack sharp, but the front part of his hair out of focus. So when we're shooting portraits, like, we can't go shallower than f2. You just can't. And I mean, for me, I would say f2.8, like 2.8. I wouldn't be going any wider than 2.8. because you're trying to get lock tight on the eyes, but you also want the tip of the nose in focus and the mouth. And 2.8 will give you that. And then back here, the ears, this is what starts to go out of focus at 2.8. When you're shooting less than 2.8, if you're shooting at f2, now at f2, you're getting eyes in focus, you're getting the tip of nose, and sometimes even the mouth out of focus. And definitely from this point here, backwards is out of focus. Backwards is out of focus. So you really, really have to watch, Eamon, like the faces. Just watch to make sure you're picking the frame that's tack sharp. And then the second thing is his eye line is a little bit, no, it's actually okay. I was cropped in, my bad. No, his eye line is fine. His eye line is fine. And we can afford to crop, here. This is your inch down here. And this is your inch up here. So it still works for Instagram. This is a good hero picture. I just want you to really watch your focus, because I think that's the thing that just bites so many photographers is they shoot, this is natural light. So I know that this is natural. I can see the window. If I look here in his eye, it looks like natural light. No, maybe this is a strobe. Let me just look at Eamon's specs here for a second, because that's... yeah, he didn't tell me. Yeah, it must have been shot with strobe because it's ISO 125 at 6.4 at 250. So I know for sure. And you're also shooting with a 90. So on top of that, you're shooting this with a telephoto. So because you're shooting with a 90, which is a short telephoto, the depth of field is going to be even more shallow. So because of that, you have to be even more wary of what aperture you're shooting with. And especially if that's a super shallow one. But good black here, really good black, good separation between his t-shirt and the background. Just watch the focus. Just watch the focus and get a retouching tablet so you can do like small fixes that are like super, super easy to do, like some of the bumps on his neck. You know what I mean? Super easy. This is a good job, Eamon. Really good job. Really good job. This is Eamon's hero picture in the portrait niche. Well played, my friend. All right. Eamon. I don't think that we're going to get through 40 today. I don't like giving just like off the cuff reviews. I really like getting into it. Okay, Steve Alvarez. This is your fashion photography niche. So there's a true difference between a professional model and a regular customer. So this is Nikon D6 II shot with a 105. All right, let's look at Steve Alvarez's photo. Steve Alvarez. Well played, Steve. This is definitely, I feel this as a hero picture. I feel this as a hero picture. There's some lighting things that definitely I feel like I could help you with. And the pose. This girl may be more of a professional model than you have shot before, but you're lighting her. It seems like, is this like a photo booth kind of a thing? Because I'm seeing like kind of a 4-up kind of a light thing here. Not sure what's happening with these catch lights. And then once we get close, I want to make sure what you're doing in post-production is matching what I taught during my last episode in post-production, because I feel like there's some blur and blending that's not really working in the skin. Like we're seeing some weird blending in here and in here and in here, and it's looking a little digital in a couple of places. So I want to see what you're doing in post-production. I have a feeling that this is just some sort of installation that you went to with this girl. And if that's the case and it's not exactly photography light, then I can kind of understand that a little bit more. If this is a location and you went here trying to figure out how you lit it, her body language, the way that she's pushing her arms that way and the legs, like her body language is totally broken, especially with this outfit that has such structure. She's wearing a hard fabric outfit, but then she's doing poses that don't match the structure of the outfit. So when you're saying she's a professional model, I'm saying she's done some modeling, but I think because she's more experienced than you are, you let her lead and you let her do whatever she wanted. And because of that, you got, number one, her sitting. I would never shoot her sitting in that outfit because that's an outfit for her to be standing. And you can see how when she's weird like that with her arms, like she doesn't know what to do with anything except for her face. So she's locked off looking at the camera. She knows how to do that. But as far as like, if you look at the fabric, that fabric, as I said, it's not for posing that way. And how the fabric and the clothing and the fashion is kind of like not really in style. So anyways, it's an outfit. She's a girl. She likes it. But a contemporary classic, that's trendy and like of the minute, where when you look at it the next minute or like next year, it suddenly becomes not of the minute anymore. So watch that, Steve, when you're shooting. And again, even if you're shooting someone who thinks that they're a pro model, you have to always be the smartest one in the room. And when it comes to knowing what pose to allow people to do in each outfit, that's advanced stuff, you know. And how I noticed that the fabric was structured and she shouldn't pose with that kind of, like, that comes with experience shooting fashion. So you learn that stuff along the way, Steve. For me, I see where the concept of a hero picture is, but I think when this one just missed the bit a little bit because of her pose. I think the pose, the more that I look at it, she's trying too hard. That's a strong outfit, but she's not doing a strong pose to match it. So these are things like, as you start getting into being a fashion photographer, the stuff like it comes from looking at Vogue. And if you're about to do a photo shoot, you have references of like Vanity Fair, Vogue, and you have those poses, and then you're showing the model the poses, and then she's imitating the poses based on the outfits that she has. I hope that helps you, my friend. That is Mr. Steve. All right, Mr. Alvarez. Thank you, my friend. All right, this is Matthew Sargent. This is Matthew's hero photo. All right, so he used generative AI to replace some of the background and replace the treasure on the inside of the pool floaties to space currency. Shot with a 33mm ISO 800, and the long exposure was intended. Let's look at Matthew Sargent's hero photo. All right, Matt. So it like, is this shot from inside a car, or is that the, oh, I guess that's the hinge. I like the light. I mean, I like how the light is coming in from in here. As far as this being generative AI, like whatever would be in here, this is something that is very commonly done. Is it done well? I don't think it's done incredibly well, and that's just because of the edges. You can see the way the edges go up against it. It almost looks like, again, it's not horrible, but it's not done amazing. I feel like you could have done this picture without the generative AI and just used the lid up, not quite as high. I feel like there's something here. There's definitely something here, Matt, as far as like compositionally. I just feel like I don't know. I don't want you to rely on generative AI to fix anything. I want you to think more, how can I generate an idea without those kinds of tools? And that comes up with you making hero images without relying on a crutch. You know what I mean? Without relying on, I'm going to get Photoshop to fix this, or I'm going to get this to be generated. Like, what is the like core idea? You know what I mean? And also you being in the picture with, if you're like, does that fit within your niche, or is that another area that you're working on, which is like conceptual photos, which I understand, but then who's going to hire you to make those? You know what I mean? So that it falls into an area of experimental. And because I know you one-on-one and we speak offline, like, I know the path of least resistance is shooting family and friends, shooting families. So for me, in my head, your hero picture would have been grabbing one of your children and shooting an incredible portrait of one of your kids. Like, that's the hero picture. But seeing you go in this direction with the props and the fantasy and the generative, for me, it feels like a departure from the kind of like real, honest, true kind of photography that we talk about you making. So I'm a little on question about this. And for me, this I would love if this wasn't here. Like, I don't know. I just feel like for me, this is a miss, because no one's going to hire you to make those photos. And if you're doing like, I feel like you as a portrait photographer and all the things that we talk about, Matt, I feel like this, I've even helped you resequence your portfolio. I think pictures of your kids or pictures of other people's kids, portraits of people, that's what goes in your portfolio and moves the needle. But these photos, there's not really a place for them. There's not really a place for them to get you more work. And I think you getting work is like important for you based on our conversation. So you have to constantly be trying to do stuff to get more work. And when you're doing conceptual stuff that's not, I think it's not moving the needle. But a hero picture nonetheless. I think that it just missed your niche, my friend Matt. All right, that is Matt Sargent. All right, who's next? Who is next? Oh, I'm gonna look at Vicky and see if she can help me. Tell me when photo 20 is. Let's see. The Minion. Thank you, Vicky. All right, so we're gonna look at photos up to the Minion. All right, our next shooter is Benja. So Benja said, I got this one while on a photo walk with a buddy. Decided to push the teals and do like a cinematic vibe. ISO 100 shot with a 16 millimeter. All right, Benja. Let's have a look at Benja's hero. Yeah, it's really tricky when you're shooting upwards on people. It's very tricky because, let me just change the formatting here. It's very tricky when you're aiming up on people because you can't help but be looking up their nose. And for me, because I have a 16 millimeter, I have a 16 millimeter that I use on a full frame. I know the way that it aberrates. Like, it just bends lines in a really strange way. So if you look at, if you look at the way the lines are here, and I'll show you. If you look at the way the lines are here and how these lines go like this, when they're over here, they're now this way. So the lines really get so bendy when you're shooting vertical. And then his mouth is tack sharp. So you have tack sharp here, but his eyes are out of focus. And I feel like you want his eyes to be in focus in this picture. So yeah, it's just, and it makes his nose look so extra big. It's just never a flattering angle to have you low, aiming up at someone, and they're also looking up. That's just extra chin. Do you know what I mean? Like, and if a guy has a wider face, like this dude has a bit of a wider face this way, when you're having him lift up like that, it's just accentuating that. So for me, like, those like are things to watch for. As far as the background, his outfit, the idea, yes, but shoot it with a 50. So it is more cinematic, because wide angle lenses are not like meant to be held this way. Wide angle lenses are meant for landscapes. So they're designed to hold this way. So when you shoot them this way, the amount of distortion that it does is just, it's really weird. It's just tricky. So for me, Benja, at 16, I never shoot a face at wider than, it's just, and if you are, they have to be dead center, and it has to be horizontal. And even then, their noses are super exaggerated. It's just not flattering shooting portraits with wide angle. So if that's your hero, build your hero shooting portraits in a more traditional, non-angular, cool angle guy vibe, I think. We just did a one-on-one. Benja and I had 2 hours together this afternoon. I need to see more work, Benja, because I'm feeling the cinematic idea. Cinematic is horizontal. Cinematic is this way. So you're working, all your shots are this way. Right? If you're thinking truly cinematic, it has to be a letterbox vibe. And then it can't go dead center because it doesn't work in a magazine. But there is a way to shoot cinematically and it still works editorially. But you can't shoot wide angle vertical. So there's like all these rules that you're gonna have to build for yourself as you're developing this style. This is Benja Media, my friends. Benja. As a photographer, your portfolio is your voice in a visually crowded market. But are you confident that it's telling your story in the way that you intend? Many photographers struggle with showcasing their work effectively, often overlooking the power of a well-crafted portfolio. This is where my one-on-one portfolio review comes in. I'm offering you expert, personalized feedback on your work. With my 3 decades experience in pro photography, I bring you a discerning eye to your portfolio, helping you refine and package your work to make a lasting impact. We'll dive into the nuances of your style, the strengths of your composition, and the overall narrative of your portfolio in general. My focus will be on elevating your work, ensuring that it not only represents your skill, but also captivates an intended audience. Don't let your work go unnoticed. Sign up for a one-on-one portfolio review and let's fine-tune your presentation to the world. You'll come away with concrete steps to enhance your portfolio, making it not just a collection of pictures, but a powerful tool to elevate your photography career. Book your session right now, and let's take the first step towards making your portfolio as amazing as your photography. Hey, welcome back. All right, Benja, I hope that brings some value. I hope that helps, because honestly, our one-on-ones, today was our first session. We have so much to build, but this, I really want to help you create your rules. You're so close. That is Benja Media. Alice, who? Alice has an amazing, Alice is, her name is Vicky Sonic. She's been, again, in my mentorship. She's in my masterclass, and she's been doing some amazing work. She has 2 self-directed projects where she's shooting self-portraits and she wears masks, and very clever. This is a hero picture of Vicky. It is a self-portrait. This is Vicky Sonic. Vicky, this is Vicky's rocking the merch. Let's go, Vicky, with the Champions jacket. I appreciate you, Vicky. Vicky, this is a hero picture. No question. Look how sharp it is. Look at, like, this really, really works for me. It's like the alter egos that you have on either side of you, which really works. The space helmet, the gas mask, the background that you chose, it works for me. I think that it's really, really clever. And it looks like you have somebody actually wearing the gas mask. Are people wearing those two things behind you? Like, this looks like you got 3 people together to help you make this photo, which makes it even more complicated. This is 100% a hero picture. It works as a cover. It works as the opening of this story. And if I click it, it works also as a really compelling web opener, as like the opening of your story. So it really works like a multitude of ways. If you wanted to use it as a vertical, as a horizontal, yes, it's very centered, but it works in this case because you would use it to introduce the story, and then you could say, click this side if you want to see the gas mask, or click this side if you want to see the Spaceman series. It's a really, really clever idea. That is Vicky with her hero picture. All right, Vicky, good job, girl. Vicky with the hero. Good job. All right. Donna. Product shot. Canon Rebel. Shot with a 50. Practicing with strobe lighting. Even if you don't have a light meter. So you change the background color in Photoshop. Okay, this is Donna. Let's have a look at Donna. This is her hero. Donna. There's a couple of mistakes that I see here. The first thing is how close you are to the edge right here on this product. This is really claustrophobically close. And down here, if this goes to print, we're going to lose all of this. And also, if you look at how centered this is, I know that you're trying to get these gummies in, but this distance and this distance has to match. So it has to be centered. Then, now I'm looking at what is happening with your file. You're doing something to the file, like you're putting some sort of a filter, some sort of an effect over top of this, which is killing your sharpness. I don't know what you're doing, but I want you to watch my post-production video that I did on Sunday or on Tuesday, where I walk you through how I go step by step, and all of this extra stuff that you're doing that you don't see me doing, there's a reason. It's because it damages the file. Now, let's talk about you changing the background color. Look at this background crop. This is not a believable crop. It's not. Like, you just selected and did like a crop around and changed the color, which, no, Donna, this is not allowed. We're not allowed to have this basic a close crop. It's not acceptable. I can see the haloing that's happening in here. It's not acceptable. I can tell that you didn't shoot this on a blue background because it looks like you cut it out. So because of that, and we're trying to do pro level stuff, this doesn't cut it. And I also know that you're better than this. I know that you can make photos better than this. Stop with the Photoshop. And I know that you're trying to learn strobe without a meter, but the way that you're lighting and the way that you're lighting a bottle, you can't just have your light and just aim it directly at here because it puts hot spots. You have to learn how to light bottles, which means you get V-style flat reflectors, and you take your light and you light into the reflector, and then this entire thing reflects back and lights and gives you a beautiful highlight along the whole edge. And then you use blockers, and that's how you create product photography that looks like really, really polished. When you go to Behance, and search product photography, we've talked about intelligent imitation. And when you look at a bottle and you look at this photography, you have to match, your light has to be like this. It has to be like this. And when you look at the labels, like when we're doing, like, this is the difference. And this has nothing to do with a light meter. It has to do with placement and the skills with the light. So this is possible. You can see this little highlight here. This is done with a card. And then there's also a black card, and the black card is in front. And the black card is how there's nothing reflecting on the front of the bottle. And then he's got another light that's kicking in here, that's just lighting the label. So this like finesse kind of light, look at the way that he's using this edge. This is what we have to do. We have to go to Behance. And once you go to Behance, you can see, once you search, once you search product photography on Behance, or even look at the cover and see what product photography looks like. So let's go here and do product photography and look at how products are lit. Look what the light looks like. Looks what the light looks like. Oh my word. Can you please just leave me here? You can see what the light looks like. You can see what the quality looks like. You can see how you can see the sharpness. There's no blur. There's no cutting out the background. There's none of that. You're not allowed to do that. It looks amateur and it lowers the quality of your work. I know that, like, you can do this, but in order to do that, you really have to use intelligent imitation. And if you don't know how to light, watch videos. Watch videos from product photographers that'll show you how they light, and then intelligently imitate them, and then you'll make your light like them. Use reflectors. All light when you're shooting products are bounced. It's never lighting the product. You don't do that like you light a face. You light products into reflectors and it bounces back. I hope that brings you value, Donna. That is Donna's hero picture. All right, let's see who's next. Behance is, by the way, it has to be the place that you're looking all the time. Whatever niche you're in, If you're a fashion photographer, then you are continually looking at Behance to see what fashion photography is trending. What is like, what's of the minute? What are the looks that are right now? Like, you're looking at Behance to see what ideas are looking like, what skin retouching is looking like. Like it helps you see what light looks like. It's all part of how you become a working photographer, is by doing intelligent imitation, looking and seeing what's working. Because when you're trying to do something just on your own with no reference, you're going to miss the mark. Even with references, you're going to miss the mark. But you're going to be a lot closer with references. Okay, so Tom Fox says that some recent adjustments has driven his motivation and energy way down. But this dog in the park looked like a model and gave him a hero shot. This is Tom Fox's hero photo. Tom Fox, I know that thank you for submitting, by the way. Tom Fox, I definitely see this as a hero photo, possibly a stock photo, but I also know that, like, you're a portrait photographer. You know what I mean? So you now taking a hero photo of not a portrait makes it like, I understand you were out, but for me, it's like, well, where's the dog's owner? Is there an opportunity for a portrait there? I definitely see this as a hero photo, but Angela, who is a dog photographer, submitted a dog photo. Like, when you're submitting, part of the requirements for this assignment was create a hero photo within your niche. So the hero photo is one part, but the within your niche is the other part, so it can go directly into your portfolio. So when you're making a hero photo that it's like, it's not really your niche, it becomes like, well, where does it fit? You know what I mean? And then you're doing it to do it, but you're not doing it, and then it gets you work, which is the point that I do all of these assignments, is so you make work that you wouldn't have made without me prompting you, and that work you get to show, and that work gets you work, because I'm challenging you. I'm treating you like an assignment photographer. So if I asked you as an assignment photographer, and I know you shoot portraits, and I ask you to give me a hero photo, and then you give me a dog photo, are you really fulfilling your side of the obligation? You know what I mean? So I want you to think of that. Like, what do I know you for? What do I know you for? So what I know you for, and then versus what you're giving as your hero, like what I know you for has to mesh. And yes, this is a Scooby-Doo looking dog and cute and all that stuff. I definitely am a dog lover. I have one myself. But, and again, technically very good. It's sharp, the proper eyes in focus. The back eye's a little soft. It's, good tones, nice time of day, good post. Still, I don't think that it's your niche. So, you know what I mean? It's like you're showing me an interior. It's like, is that what we're trying to do? Trying to focus you, bro. Trying to focus you. That's how you burn a hole with a magnifying glass, is you focus it on one spot. That's how you catch fire. If you're jumping all over the place in niches, and I know, again, you're dealing with some anxiety, depression, which happens. It happens for us creatives because it's the darkness that we have to go through in order to see the light.
Question?
It's the darkness that we have to go through in order to see the light. We all go through this like wave of like, oh, everything's amazing, and then, oh my God, things are horrible, and oh my God, things are amazing, and oh my God, things are like, we all go through that, and the more experience you get and the more you start to really turn this into a business, there's less this, and it feels more like stable and creative, All right. So, someone had a question for me. Let me see. All right. Who has a question? The Minion changed his name to James Raymond. Okay. That's halfway. Thank you, Vicky. I appreciate you. James Raymond. Thank you. All right, Tom Fox. Anna with her hero photo. This assignment caught me in Miami. So this is an MMA fighter. And Anna is a portrait photographer. This is Anna's hero photo. Let's go, Anna. Yes, I'll allow it. This is a hero photo. I want you to watch your exposure, Anna. Sometimes you go a little hot in the exposure. I want you to notice in the forehead, we're losing a little bit of detail here. We're losing a little detail here. We're losing detail here. And that's because this is mixed light. This is shade, but he's getting hit with light that's at the wrong time. We've talked about this, shooting in mixed light. It's hard because it's white people. You're going to burn out any skin if you have f22 here and f 5.6 here. Like that amount of range, you have to choose one or the other. You can't get both, and you always choose the shadow side, but then the shadow side gets a little bit, this is plus, I would say, a third. This is about a third over. So it may be 2/10 of a stop. Maybe it's 2/10 over in here. But again, it's like, it's a great idea. The guy's got a good body. It's a cool pose. He's wearing the right outfit. It's the right outfit in the right location. Oops. Watch the horizon line so that that's not growing through his head. Watch these boxes so these boxes aren't distracting. I would lower myself just a little bit more just to drop this horizon down here and to drop that fence like here. And to push this, I would move a little bit this way just to push these so they're behind him. But Anna, overall, yes, this is a hero picture. Yes, this is a hero picture. It's great for your niche. It fits in. You don't shoot enough men. You should shoot more men. It works for you. Lean in. This is really good. I would love to see some other edits. You can DM me some other edits, Anna. This is really good. All right. Anna. Anyana. All right, so my hero image was made in a parking garage of a closed Walmart. Used blue pillars as backgrounds for my subject. Shot with a D7500. All right, Yana. Let's have a look at Yana's hero image. Let's go, Yana. If you had told me this was shot in the studio, I would have believed you. If you had told me it was shot in the studio, I would have believed you. I want you to really watch your focus, Yana. Like your focus, that's something that it's so critical, and you can see how there's a couple of people having that issue today. But when I go this close to your picture, this has to be tack sharp. And we're missing the focus. Even looking at the image at 100%, you can see that it's soft. So I'm not sure if it's your glass. Oops. I'm not sure if it's the lens that you're shooting with, because again, everything else is so on with this picture. Shot with a 50 f4 at a 60th of a second. Yeah, it's just out of focus, girl. That's all. It's just out of focus. And again, it's like, it's the curse of the DSLR. I've had so much issues with, like, before I switched to my R5 with focus. I used to I already overshoot, but I used to overshoot because of focus, because the picture that was perfect was soft like this. So, and I thought that it was perfect, but it wasn't. So for me, Yana, like, I don't know if it's a camera body upgrade. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know if it's shooting more frames. I don't know if it's shooting at narrower apertures, but we have to do something to fix this sharpness, because how far this is out, it's almost too far to recover. Did you nail a hero picture? Yes. Does it fit my formatting? Yes. Does it make it as a cover? Yes. The pose, all of that I don't mind. His elbow being a little cut, I would really have liked to see the rest of his elbow and that not clipped. But your framing here is really good. I would have moved him back. I would have moved back just a touch. I know that you were limited with space because this isn't shot in the studio. It's shot in an underground parking lot with your studio lights, with what you did, with what you had in the situation that you were in, you made an incredible picture. Let's figure out your sharpness issue. Let's figure out what it is that's making your images slightly soft. Maybe DM me. Let's talk about it. Let's figure out what it is. But like you're so there, Yana. You're so there. Really, really good job. Really good job. You're so there. And yes, I will call this a hero image. It's hard for me to like rate it because it's soft. Pictures have to be perfect in order for them to leave our house, because if I'm noticing it's out of focus, an art director is going to notice it's out of focus as well. All right, that is Anyana. Let's look at Dana MK. So Dana says, my first submission. This is a hero shot of my friend Nick. Shot with a Nikon D810 ISO 500 at 140 millimeter. Okay, Dana, this is your first submission. This is a hero shot of Nick. Let's go, Dana. Welcome, by the way. Just taking you in here. Let's look at your framing. I like your framing. I like your framing. I'm a bit aware of his hand here. It looks like he's waiting a little bit, but only because I'm like super nuanced as far as body language. The more experience you have shooting people, the more that you notice. I noticed that the rain is starting, which is also kind of cool. The Eddie Bauer jacket is good branding, which is like, this looks like it could be an ad for Eddie Bauer. The beanie and just him, he looks like really, he's not faking. This is really the part. Really good sharpness. Really good sharpness. Make sure when you're focusing, you're not catching the back eye. It's always the front eye that we're looking for. And again, make sure that he's not like his nose axis is going this way, but his eye axis is looking further that way than his nose. Always make sure that your subject's face is following their nose. So me here, looking right here, you see how my eyes are centered in my eye holes? But now, as soon as I go this and look further than where my nose axis is, you start to get too much eye goo. So if I'm looking here, or here, or here, you always guide your subject to track always where their nose is looking. So you're not getting that. Perfect. Perfect. Epic. So yeah, just a little bit of a focus thing when I get in close on your image, Dana, but honestly, a really, 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 really good effort for your first submission. You should be thrilled. This is really great. And also good cropping, because this is me as a cover, but when you go to Instagram, you're here when you go to Instagram. So you cropped this really perfectly as far as it works for your 8x10, and it also works for your cover or full. Watch this, how this is growing out of his head. All you do is you take one step that way and then aim that way, and now this line is right here. And you see more of the mountain and less of this house. So small thing, just juxtaposition, but also just make sure you're doing a good scan of the background, because this is lighter than he is. Our eye naturally goes up here before it goes to him. So again, you can correct that just with juxtaposition, but a very, very good first submission. Good job. All right. Again, leave a comment if that submission helped you, if that review helped you. You're new to submitting your photos. I always like to hear people's take on how I review photos. Slippy Hollow. Slippy. All right, so this is Salim's hero photo. Let's look at what Salim has got going. Salim is in my mentorship program. Salim, this is good. This is good. I want you to watch your background change, because once I'm here at this level, when I'm here, it kind of seems good. It kind of seems normal. It kind of seems perfect when I'm here. But once I click in to check here, now I can see that you did close cropping. Now I can see that you did some stuff up here. Now I can see that. Now I can see you're trying to take away all the flyaways, and now I don't know if you're changing backgrounds. And now I'm seeing in here, which is not normal, or it looks posty. I'm looking over here and I'm seeing, some mistakes with the blur. Yeah, this edge is too unbelievably sharp. It's unbelievably sharp, that edge. And then I see mistakes down here where it's, yeah. So this, anybody who's looking at photographs is going to have a discerning eye. And if they're hiring you, they're going to have a discerning eye. So these, like a girl who naturally has natural flyaways, where you see natural flyaways all here and then they just hard stop, that just, it's not a thing. You would see those flyaways going off against this background. So like that makes it look cut out. The post-production that's happening on her skin, I'm seeing some odd blending that's happening in here and on her forehead. The sharpness is there. I think like you're so close, Salim, but again, it's just the work that you're doing in post-production. I think you're going too far in post-production. I think that you can do way less. And whatever this background was, if it was red, cool, but just don't manipulate it so much so it looks like we can catch your mistakes. The whole idea when we look at a photo, it shouldn't look like we see composite, we see background change, we see that kind of stuff. That should be invisible to the naked eye. Salim, this is Sleepy Hollow. And again, the pose, everything is there. Everything is there. All the elements are there. It's the post-production work. I would love to see this picture, Salim, as just like the raw file. Give me the raw file and let me use this as one of the photos that I show you how to retouch. Let me show you what I would do to this file, exactly how it is out of camera. That is Sleepy Hollow. Let's go, Slippy. All right, Romeo. Romeo, this is his hero. He shot this model and the wife with an 85 equivalent. This is Romeo's hero photo. Romeo, you almost pushed me out of my chair. I didn't even know it was you. This is one of the best photos you've taken. 100%. One of your best photos, unequivocally. And now Romeo, who has now set the new bar. We got to stop this. Romeo, let's go. You set you leveled up here. You leveled up. And I told you, I said, Romeo, it's so important for you to find new subjects to shoot. It's so important. It's going to raise the level of your photography. Did I not say that? Did I not say that to you? And I know you're watching. Romeo, let's look at this photo. This is unbelievable. Look at the sunglasses. The guy has got some crazy Versace sunglasses. You've made a hero picture. You elevated him. You made an amazing, you have him against just a nothing background. There's small little things here, like, yes, you need to clean up these stitches. Yes, you need to clean up the dust off this jacket to make it look like he looks as high end as these glasses are. But overall, and again, a little bit of skin retouching, a couple of little things here with his nose, a little thing on his lip, a couple of hairs here, a couple of blemishes here that you can take away. But overall, this is such a great photo. So good. And a level up for you for sure. Soon as you take those, again, once I point out something in a photo, you can't unsee it. So these little bits of fabric, if it's a Versace shirt, you're not going to see those little bits of fabric. So let's clean that away. So when we see this, we just notice the glasses. Let's make it so there's nothing that we see that's going to distract us from the power of this picture. It's a really good job. Really good job. That's an 11 for sure. That's an 11. Yeah, hero picture. Good job. Good job. Good job. Very good. Romeo Spoonman. All right, and we're coming up on our last photo with James Raymond. Spoonman, Sony 90mm macro, and around ISO 100. This is a still life. Spoonman is a still life shooter. Let's go, Spoonman. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it as your hero. I'm going to allow it. I'm going to allow it. I wouldn't mind seeing it flipped, like 100% 180. I can't do that here. I mean, I do have the technology. I just don't want to open Photoshop. But I could see this flipped. But this is good. I also could see the spoon pushed over just a little. I know that you like to hug the edges. This looks a little placed. I would love to see this exploding out just a little bit more bits of green. But keep working this. This is a really good idea. And as far as, is it a hero? Yes. Is it a hero? Yes. 100%. 100% hero picture. Yes. Just make sure it doesn't look placed. Staged. I mean, of course it's placed. Of course it's staged. But these just look almost too perfect. So put in another bit of flaws and put this one over there so it's not so, there's too much order. But again, the more you practice with these still lifes, the better you're going to get. This is a really, really, really good effort from Spoonman. Good job. All right. And our last shooter that we're going to look at today is James Raymond. James Raymond used to be the Minion. And James Raymond has submitted a amazing dog photo. James says, I attended my first ever dog show last week. And he saw a bunch of, he's basically trying to become a dog photographer. All right. So this is Lenore. So this is his hero, his dog, and his submission for a hero photo, James Raymond. James, this is really good. This is really good. Really technically good. Great outdoor strobe. Like how James did this is he took a studio light outside and lit the dog outside. And when you light a dog or any subject outdoors, it makes the outdoors now look like a set. And that's what James did here. I think this is really, really epic. Look at the detail. Super sharp. Really great detail. I like small things. Look at how close his toe is and his tail is to the edge of the frame. So for me, it's pull back just a little bit. Pull back just a little bit. The next thing is look at the horizon and where the horizon is going right through the dog. Yes, I like seeing these little cacti behind, but lower yourself. If you lower yourself, now you're not getting three elements. You can lower yourself, you can bring your dog closer to the edge, and then now you remove this tree line. You can have just a little bit of a hint of this, but now that here, this the rock goes against the tree. And then essentially you're removing the elements because you have the rock as an element, you have the tree line as an element, and then you have the sky as an element. So there's three background elements here, and I just want to reduce that. And also you have one main element going right through the middle of the dog. And it's also right on the dead center axis, which lower the axis of the horizon line, which you've heard me say many times. Lower the axis of the horizon line and elevate your subject against the clouds. Now, if you see me enlarge here and go like this and show you this dog's head against the clouds, imagine now if you were able to have more of this dog's body against the clouds, right? Now it becomes, okay, well, that's a lot more grabby. And when you look at the bottom here, you can see that this is a whole other photo. This is a whole other photo. The middle of the photo is a whole other photo. And then the clouds is another photo. So when you're shooting horizontal, make the horizon line, not cut the photo in half, push it down and use the sky as the background. That's my suggestion. But again, a really, really great first effort on a hero image. Guys, that is the last one I'm looking at today because we got another 20 to look at next week. And in order for this episode to not be 3 hours, which isn't really fair to me and or fair to you, you know, I'll give you another amount to look at with me next week and I'll continue these reviews. But what I'm going to do before I let you go is give you some images that get the Carty seal of approval, because I do like to give photos of the week. I think photos of the week is important. I think that it's a great incentive for the photographers that watch me to know that I see their progress. I see them getting better. And especially with some of the photographers this week and some of these level ups, like some of the new photographers, as far as hero photos, I just really want to make sure that I'm giving love to the ones that really, really hit the mark. Amazing. So we have, how many we're at? That's 4. Give one more. Yeah, I think it's 5. I think it's 5 in no particular order. It's 5 in no particular order. Here are your photos of the week. Our first photo of the week comes from a photographer from the middle of Pennsylvania. Her name is Alice. Woo. Alice. Vicky Sonic. Photo of the week. Congrats, Vicky. Great job. Really, really strong. Really strong. This is Vicky's photo of the week. Carty seal of approval, Vicky. Well done. Well done, Vicky. Next photo of the week. I was really happy when I saw this photo. Next photo of the week. An incredible fashion photographer that goes by the single name of Hooli. Photo of the week, Hooli. Carty seal of approval, Hooli. Congratulations. Photo of the week. A beautiful hero photo and a beautiful execution. Amazing. Hooli. Our next photo of the week. This guy has taken home a couple of these. Let's go. Our next photographer, photo of the week, goes to Kyle G. This one right here gets the Carty seal of approval. Kyle G, congratulations. Thank you for submitting. Kyle G takes a hero image of a hero. Congratulations, Kyle G. We have 2 more. This next photo of the week comes from a photographer who recently changed his name on our Discord. His name Used to be the Minion. Now they call him James Robinson. Is it Robinson or Robertson? James Raymond. There you go. James Raymond. There you go. James Raymond with the Carty seal of approval. James. I'll get used to it, Mr. James Raymond. Photo of the week. Carty seal of approval on James. Let's go. And our last photo of the week. Our last photo of the week comes from a shooter that has been watching me for, I would say, almost 6 months now. And one of my videos caught this photographer's attention, and this photographer, something came together for this shoot with this shooter, and I'm very proud of this photographer. You know him. His name is Romeo. Romeo gets photo of the week with this hero right here. Romeo put all the elements together with this photo of the week. Romeo, congratulations. Guys, everybody who won our photos of the week, let's go. Did I miss? Do you agree with me? Do you feel like it should have been me? Do you feel like it should have been someone else? Well, there's a couple of out of focus photos. There was a couple of framing things, a couple of small things. And again, if you're new, it's really hard to win photo of the week right off the bat because you're establishing your bar. I'm seeing where you are. Now that I'm learning where you are, now all you need to do is correct your mistakes on the next time you submit. You start winning photos of the week. Guys, I hope this brought you value. Did this bring you value? Did you guys have a good time hanging out with me during this couple of hours while they glitch my camera and do all this stuff? Can you believe they do this to me every week? Yes. You two, they do this all the time. They are relentlessly never ending with that. Also, I tried something different. I don't know if you noticed. Anybody who's been here since the beginning of this episode, did you notice I played my intro, which is always being an intro? I played it as an intro. I usually play as an outro, but today I played my intro as an intro. I won't play it as an intro, as an outro, as both. I'll usually do it as one or the other, but let me know. Do you prefer me playing an intro? Do you like that intro? Does it set you up for what you're about to watch? Or do you like how I've done it before? Getting right into the content and like no intro at all. I don't know. You let me know. Guys, I hope this brought you value. We'll see you on the next one. Remember, everybody that you see scrolling across the top of this screen, they are the members of this channel, at least the last 25, because the memberships keep growing. And because of you, I'm able to deliver commercial-free content. After, of course, I'm live, like right now when I'm about to end this stream. Now I have to turn on commercials because, yes, that is one of the ways that I make money. So, yes, we have to have some ad dollars happening in there, but I hope it's worth it with the value that you bring, that I bring. You guys also have to bring value. If you became a subscriber recently, you're going to see your name scroll across the bottom. I appreciate you for subscribing and supporting. Everybody who submitted photos today, thank you. The work was amazing. And if I didn't get to your photo today, I will get to it on Thursday during the second half of this episode. Guys, thank you for hanging out with me. I'll see you on Sunday for another amazing episode.